Hey, Jason Starr here, and the topic of today's video is how to create a comic book. Obviously, this is a very big topic. I could probably do 10 or more videos on this, and I will be doing more videos breaking down the process of comic book writing and providing tips from my own experience. So definitely subscribe to my channel, check back, and I'll have a lot more on this topic soon. For today, I want to provide a general overview of the process of writing comics and clear up some misconceptions. When I'm at Comic-Cons or writers' conferences, on Twitter, or giving interviews, and the subject about comics comes up, people want to know what comes first. Does the art come first, or does the script come first? Another question I often get is, where do the ideas come from? Even when I'm working on an existing series, for example, when I was writing the Wolverine Max series for Marvel, does the company provide the idea for the series, or even for the arc, or is that something the writer has to come up with on their own? So I just want to talk about this a little in general and how the process works. The ideas always come from the writer. Even in cases where a company like Marvel or DC has an idea, has a writer in mind for a particular existing series, they'll always come to the writer and ask them for their take on the series, and assuming that the writer does have a take that the company likes, they'll ask them to do spell it out with a pitch, which would describe an entire arc for the series, definitely what that first issue of the series is going to be like, and then more specifically break it down into a detailed outline. So those ideas never come from the company. The writer always has to provide them. Now, there are many situations where the companies might have some overall guidelines for the writer. For example, when I was working on the Wolverine series, Marvel planned to release the series when the Wolverine movie that took place in Japan, that was 2 Wolverine movies ago, came out. So they did want the story, or part of the story, to take place in Japan, and the editor had an idea that it should also take place during the samurai era. So my initial pitch incorporated those general ideas into the outline for what would be the first arc of the series. But at that point, I had to break down that arc into a story, and then into a detailed outline. So it always comes from the writer, and the art always comes after the script is created. Now, there are situations where the art and the script might be created at the same time, but in those cases, it's probably almost always the case where the artist and the script are the same person. That usually is not the case. Usually the writer and the artist are not the same person, but in the cases where someone is doing the writing and the art, then that all might be created at the same time. But in the vast majority of situations, and in any situation I've been in, the script always comes first. And a script for a comic is basically, the way I see it, is instructions for the artist. Obviously, it includes dialogue. It's a more detailed, I have the outline that I created for the editor, and then when I'm scripting that first issue, I'm breaking it down into what are the big moments for that issue. I'm breaking it down into pages. I'm breaking those pages down into how many panels I think will be on the page. And then I'm giving specific instructions for the artist, for what art should appear on that page. I never get too detailed with my descriptions, because I want the artist to be a collaborator, but I will always describe what I think is essential to that scene. There's some great books on comic book scripting, some of them that I read when I first started. Understanding Comics by Scott McCloud is one of the better ones. So I would definitely recommend just looking at the format for a script and seeing how a script is created, and I'll have more videos on that soon. But I just wanted to clear up that the art always comes after the script always comes first, and the writer always comes up with the ideas for the comic. So like my video, subscribe to my channel, and check back for more videos on the process of comic book writing, and also novel writing and writing in general. I talk about it all here. Come back soon.